At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom.
The Green Revolution is a bloodless battle. It's the fight against famine and the...
Operation Flood, or the White Revolution, was perhaps modern India's most successful initiative.
The DRDO, which has developed the system.
भारत के पश्चिमी छोर पर राजस्थान के पोखरण में परमाणु परीक्षण किया।
Hello everyone, Quest here from Wisdom Quest. Today I and my friend Mike, the narrator, will give you a glimpse of the rich history of India and how India progressed. It will be an exciting and learning journey for everyone. So please stay with us till the end of the video. Handing over to my friend Mike.
The history of India starts with the existence of India itself. India is located in the continent of Asia. It covers approximately 29 lakh square kilometers of land and 314,000 square kilometers of water, making it the 7th largest nation in the world with an approximately area of 32 lakh square kilometers. Surrounded by Bhutan, Nepal, and Bangladesh to the northeast, China to the north, Pakistan to the northwest, and Sri Lanka on the southeast coast. India is a land of ancient civilizations. India's social, economic, and cultural arrangements are the products of a long process of regional expansion. Indian history begins with the birth of the Indus Valley Civilization and the coming of the Aryans. These two phases are usually described as the pre-Vedic and Vedic age. Hinduism arose in the Vedic period. The 5th century saw the unification of India under King Ashoka, who had converted to Buddhism, and it is in his reign that Buddhism spread in many parts of Asia. In the 8th century, Islam came to India for the first time, and by the 11th century had firmly established itself in India as a political force. It resulted in the formation of the Delhi Sultanate, which was finally succeeded by the Mughal Empire, under which India once again achieved a large measure of political unity. It was in the 17th century that the Europeans came to India. This coincided with the disintegration of the Mughal Empire, paving the way for regional states. In the contest for supremacy, the English emerged victors. The rebellion of 1857-58, which sought to restore Indian supremacy, was crushed. And with the subsequent crowning of Victoria as Empress of India, the incorporation of India into the empire was complete. It was followed by India's struggle for independence, which India got in the year 1947.
After gaining independence in 1947 from British rule, becoming a republic officially in 1950, India fought many battles and persisted to add more glory to its rich history. But apart from winning wars, India achieved many significant milestones, such as Green Revolution, White Revolution, setting up of DRDO, setting up of ISRO, becoming a nuclear-capable state, industrial liberalization, space exploration, and many more to bring immense recognition in the world. Now Mike will briefly discuss few of the important milestones which helped India to mark its presence in the geopolitics.
The Green Revolution was a period that began in the 1960s, during which agriculture in India was converted into a modern industrial system by the adoption of technology, such as the use of high-yielding variety seeds, mechanized farm tools, irrigation facilities, pesticides, and fertilizers. Mainly led by agricultural scientist M.S. Swaminathan in India, this period was part of the larger Green Revolution endeavor initiated by Norman E. Borlaug, which leveraged agricultural research and technology to increase agricultural productivity in the developing world. White Revolution, also known as Operation Flood, launched on January 13, 1970, was the world's largest dairy development program and a landmark project of India's National Dairy Development Board. Dr. Verghese Kurian is known as the father of White Revolution. Dr. Homi Bhabha has played a major role in the development of defense technology in India after independence. The Defense Research and Development Organization was set up in 1958 to secure the borders of India with more advanced defense technology. Since then, DRDO has developed several large programs in essential technology, including aircraft, small and large arms, artillery systems, electronic warfare systems, tanks, and armored vehicles, sonar systems, command and control systems, and missile systems. India has initiated some major space research programs under the vision of some great scientists and leaders like C.V. Raman, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. The launch of the first sounding rocket from Thumba, Kerala on November 21, 1963, marked the beginning of the Indian space program. This was the first milestone in modern India's space odyssey. Dr. Vikram Sarabhai and his then accomplice Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam were the brainchild of this achievement. Indian Space Research Organization was formed in 1969 with a vision to develop and harness space technology in national development while pursuing planetary exploration and space science research. ISRO placed its predecessor, Indian National Committee for Space Research, established in 1962 by India's first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru and scientist Vikram Sarabhai, are considered among the founding fathers of the Indian space program. India successfully conducted first nuclear test in Pokhran.
11 मई 1998 भारत के पश्चिमी छोर पर राजस्थान के पोखरण में परमाणु परीक्षण किया गया।
The test was codenamed Smiling Buddha and conducted on May 18th. The name was chosen because the test was conducted on Buddha Purnima. The director of India's premier nuclear research institute Babha Atomic Research Centre to Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. In 1991, the Indian government broke with industrial policy, which had failed. In a surprising 180-degree twist, the new policies encouraged business activity, stimulated growth in the private sector, and revived international trade. Industrial license requirement for most sectors. Removing limits on capital accumulation. Eliminating licenses for importing the majority of goods. Reducing tariffs. Opening the private sector to many activities that had previously been reserved for the public sector. Reducing requirements for bank reserves and restrictions on interest rates. Eliminating restrictions on foreign investment. Liberalization achieved the desired results, as reflected by the following data. GDP per capita grew at an annual rate of 6% in the 1990s, driven by the service sector, which would come to represent 53.5% of GDP by 1999. Exports grew at an annual rate of 17.3% during the 1990s, in large part because of a boom in the software sector. India's score on the Fraser Institute's Index of Economic Freedom rose from 4.8 in 1990 to 6.2 in 2000, reflecting remarkable improvements in the freedom to trade internationally.